Hey everybody, what's up? Good evening, good evening. How's everybody doing? I hope you guys can hear me. I hope everybody's having a good night. Welcome to She Speaks. If this is your first time here, go ahead and hit that subscribe button and yeah, like and share. And don't be shameful comment. Welcome to my show. It is called She Speaks Here. This is where we talk about relationships, we talk about self improvement, growth, we talk about, gosh, sex, we talk about PTSD, anxiety, narcissism. We talk about anything that, comes to mind, whatever. Um, yeah, and we're glad to have you here. This is my first live that I'm doing, and so bear with me, guys. Bear with me. This is my first time live on YouTube. I've done a couple um, test sessions, but I never really did live, so here we go. Well, here on She Speaks, we are not embarrassed or ashamed to share anything, any experiences that we've been through. We are not ashamed to talk about anything that anybody wants to talk about. So no be shame for getting that chat. I don't even know how many people are gonna come in here, but we're gonna try. We're gonna try tonight, okay? So there's a first for everything, and yeah, here's the first. So I went live on TikTok. I probably was able to go live about maybe a month or so, and just kind of been contemplating going live. I haven't really done lives. If you're not following me on Facebook, go ahead and search for me, Ulu Gomes. And yeah, you can also find me on the Haven Enterprise. You can find me on TikTok, Ulu Gomes. You can find me on, I have a page, She Speaks on Facebook. It is a members only page, so you would have to, yeah, ask to be joined, okay, onto that page. So, anyways, here we go. So, what's up, everybody? How's it? How's it? Here's a quick introduction. So, I am originally from the Big Island, well, excuse me, the state of Hawaii, okay, or Hawaii. I'm originally from there, born and raised. I was born on the island of Oahu, and then when I was about a year old, we moved to Maui. So I was raised in Maui. I graduated from Lahaina Luna, and I graduated in 1993. I graduated in 1993, and so after that, about a year after graduation, I moved to the Big Island, Hawaii Island. Yes. And then I was there for about 24 years. And yes, I got married there, got divorced there, had three of my children there. But I was married, I had two of my children, and then I met my last baby. I met her father, and I was with him for quite a few years. And then I left. And then I came here to the 702 back in 2018. And actually, July made 6 years that I was here. So, yeah, it's been a minute. I don't know if you could say that I'm a Nevadian, vegan, Las Vegan. But yeah, I work on the strip. I do not strip. I work on the strip. And I work at a huge corporation, one of the most prestigious casinos on the strip. I will not say the name, but yeah, I've been there for about 2 years. And in my experience here, life Life is different in Vegas, let me tell you. Life is very, very different. And one of the things that I noticed, okay, so when I came to Las Vegas, I was told that Las Vegas was the ninth island. Um, in many ways, I have to disagree, only because I don't know, maybe because I'm connected to the um, Hawaii state of the 808 community through Ninth Island Connections, and I love that group. I love the Ninth Island Connections, and they're a great supporter. They're a great supporter of many of my podcasts that I've posted on there, and I totally love it. And you can find all kinds of stuff over there. You can find, color connections. You can find places to eat poke. You can find, places to eat just Hawaiian food in general. And yeah, I'll be honest. Okay, my opinion, it it's not the night island because there's a lot of things that's missing. And but then yet at the same time it is because you get choke people from the 808 state that's living here. And it's kind of it's very bittersweet because I'm so busy that I cannot connect with them like that. Okay, only through social media. It's kind of difficult. It's difficult because I'm so busy, busy, busy. Um, but the one thing that I like talk about, okay, the one thing that I like talk about is, oh, I had choke issues when I first started working on the strip at the casino. And gosh, I had so many issues with freaking my pidgin English. I had so many issues with my pidgin English. And to be honest, it wasn't till I became part of management, okay, that I started having issues. And it was because of new people coming onto the team in our department. And, you just have to learn how to, when you become part of management, I learned that you have to be very, very, and in general, when you're working with a lot of tourists, a lot of people that come from different places, and then not just with guests, but with your team members too, you got to keep in mind about their personality and how they perceive things and how they, cognitively perceive things. Yeah. What's up, Tay Boogie? How's it? How's it? Welcome to the live. You are my first guest on my first YouTube live. Oh, I miss you too. What's up? I don't even see you on Facebook too much. I really don't. I really don't. Um, yeah. I'm trying to expand my horizons. Okay. I try to expand my horizons and trying to get more exposure. And I'm so busy that like I only post stuff. Oh yeah, you had to take a mental break. Yes, we all do. We all do. We all do have to take a mental break every now and then. I missed you too. I don't see you. Wow, thank you for coming in. Yeah, we just talking stories over here. I just figure out we just chat and get on and see who's on here. You know what I mean? So, if you never share yet, you can share. Well, I was just starting to talk about how when I became part of management at one of the most prestigious casinos on the strip here in Las Vegas. And you when you have to exercise authority, yeah, um You got to really keep in mind of people and different personalities. But my problem was, yeah, my pidgin English coming from Hawaii, and people would get upset at me and they think I talking down to them or they think I talking mean to them and they turn me in and luckily thank you Jesus that I've proven myself to be an asset to this company, right? And my management team, my upper management, they understood me. And because they had to pull me in the office, okay? They had to put me in the office because people was grumbling about me, that I was mean to them. And it's not like I'm mean to them. It's just the way I talk. You know, pidgin English. You just the pidgin English, okay, in Hawaii is like very straightforward. It's very straightforward. So there's different terminology that you gotta really be mindful of, yeah, when you speak to people. Yes, yes. Yeah, simply direct. So, okay, so for example, if I am requesting one of the associates to do, and you know what, it came from a lot of the new hires because they walking in into a situation and training them, just training them and giving them little things, you know, explaining to them things that need to be done, duties and whatnot, right? Because when you're working in the hotel industry and you know you're servicing guests and it's the gift shop where I work at a 24-hour gift shop in the casino. So we're constantly dealing with people all night long. And so you cannot just be standing there. You know what I mean? You cannot just be standing there and trying to look pretty. Yeah? You got to be moving around constantly. And the thing is, when you work in a 24-hour establishment, especially at one of these, and I can mention my place where I work, but it is a very prestigious casino, and there's all kinds of people that come in, and we have a lot of theft over there. Okay, and I'm sure like the all the other casinos in on the strip, they have a lot of theft, and so you have to be very watchful and all that kind of stuff. Yes, very fast paced and busy. Yeah. Yes, I agree. And so, you know, product to hit max sales, you know, you just basically you overload because things go through the stores, they go out of the store like so fast, you know, things like alcohol, cigarettes, water and drinks and stuff. And then, you know, it constantly, it's a constant thing. It's a constant thing to have to restock. So one of the things is you got to be, you know, constantly walking around and you know, fixing the shelves, putting things back because you have people come in there, they grab one thing, they change their mind, they don't like them, they don't put them back right, you know, where they're supposed to be. It's all over the place. So you got to constantly fluff the store, and it's not just a regular store. It's not like a convenience store like 7-Eleven or Terribles. It's not one of those. It's pretty much high end. So we sell the brand name of the casino. Okay. We sell the brand name stuff. All apparel. We sell novelty stuff like keychains, magnets, all that kind of stuff. Yeah. Barware, coffee mugs, just statues. Okay. If you can guess where I work. But some of the team members that would come, they would just be standing there. So I'd be very encouraging, yeah, to try showing them what to do because things go out so fast. I'll be showing them what to do. So I remember one time there was this one girl, or one lady, okay. I guess she was a lead or, you know, in management at another casino. And so, you know, I was showing her how to do stuff. You think you know? Yeah, it's very popular. It's very popular. Everybody goes there. Everybody goes there. It's been around since. the mid 60s. Okay. But yeah, people, and it's been featured in movies and used in movies and scenes and whatnot. But she came in, and so I was kind of giving her tips, little tips. And so she was doing something, and I told her, I said, you know what? I said, you know, when you're doing that, and this is exactly how I said it. You know, when you're doing that, the best thing to do is da da da. You move them on the side, and that way it's not blocking the people from looking at what they want to purchase, what they want to buy. And, you know, you're not doing this, and it's okay to move it on the side and then help the guests and then go back. Well, she complained about me and said that I was bossing her around. Okay. And I had like three people complain about me. No, 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 it wasn't. It wasn't. It's my lingo. It's my total lingo. And my manager had to pull me upstairs in the office and ask me what I said. And so, as in comparison to what she said. And I said, no, I never yell at her. I never talked down to her. And so they talked to me about my approach. Okay, they talked to me about my approach. So that was I think maybe the second time somebody went turn me in for my speech. Okay, the third time was this girl. She was a stud. Yeah, she was a stud, and she you know I and you know what? I've come to the conclusion that I gotta put in a disclaimer when I meet new hires, and I tell them, okay, so I come from Hawaii. I've never been anyplace else. So I'm straight island, and the way I talk is my native language. And so if you cannot understand me, if I feel like I talking down to you, please let me know. Yes, they do. They do. And they get offended. And plenty people is sensitive nowadays. It's kind of ridiculous. You know, it's kind of ridiculous. People are sensitive and they get offended real easy. And so the third time somebody had turned me in. So okay, so there was this lady. One of my team members told me, Ulu, she made me aware of this lady. She said, there's this lady over there. She's been coming in. It's like the third time she came in, and she's been kind of hanging around over there by the chips and whatnot. And so I said, okay. So I called security and I told surveillance to keep an eye. Okay. And I I left I left the shop. I left the shop and I let them know. Okay. So when I came back, she got busted. She stole something. Surveillance was watching her. She got busted. So security came, they detained her and everything. Okay, whatever. So I had to go down to the holding room where she was being held, and I had to fill out one statement and all that kind of stuff, and wait for Metro to come. Okay, so I waited till Metro. It took like about an hour, and then so when I went back up, it was like maybe 3 o'clock in the morning. Yeah, 3 o'clock in the morning. And so it was the one new girl, the stud, and then one of the oldie, but goody kind. Okay, she'd been there for years. And so I was talking to her about it. And she was the one that told me about the lady kind of loitering in the store. And then I was talking to her and whatnot and this and that. And so the newbie, she overheard the conversation and she was doing something. Okay, so then she turned around and then I told her to come over, and I was kind of like, explaining certain things to them, what happened and whatnot, and what she took. The lady stole $130 worth of stuff. She had all kinds of stuff inside her plastic bag. Okay, not even the bags that we give. We give souvenir bags. Okay, we give souvenir bags for our guests. Well, the newbie, she said she stole stuff and she stole $130 worth of stuff, and I said, yeah. So I said that's why it's important for us to be walking around, and even when we're restocking coolers or restocking the shelves or putting things out, merchandise out. Yeah, yeah, $130 worth of stuff. I said it's important for us to keep an eye and pay attention, yeah, to what's going on. So she said, I asked the newbie, I said, did you see her steal anything? And I said, because I wasn't in the store, I said, did you see her if she stole anything? And you know what she said? She said, yeah. She goes, yeah, I saw her steal, and I looked at her and I looked at the cameras and I said to her, ooh, they're gonna get you, they're gonna get you. And then so I told her, I said, why didn't you call security? I said, you shouldn't be honest to goodness, you really shouldn't talk to them like that. You really shouldn't, you should just pretend that they're not there and call security. And she said that she had saw her earlier before. And I said, well, I said I wasn't aware how many times she came in until so and so, the old school, had told me about it. I said, but if you saw her earlier, you shouldn't be conversating with them. You should autumn. If you are suspicious, you don't have to tell me or you don't have to tell anybody. You can just call security yourself. Okay, you know the code. Just call security yourself. Exactly. If that makes her just as guilty. So then she walked away. Okay, the newbie walked away, and I continued the conversation with the old school. And I said, you know what? She doesn't know protocol because she hasn't been to work. When she just started, and then she took leave for some time because she had a baby. Okay, not she, but her wife. Her wife had a baby. She took some time, but so she wasn't at work for like about a good week. And so she was just learning the graveyard. I'm the graveyard supervisor in charge at night, so I just teaching her the ropes, right? So when I told the Odie, I said, yeah, she needs to learn protocol because she hasn't, been here. So I was telling her that because she needs to encourage, we as a team, we encourage everybody and we show everybody and we teach everybody and, what to do and stuff, and we help each other. Well, as she walked away, she heard me say that. She came back, the stud came back, okay, the newbie, and she said, are you talking about me? I said, no, I'm not talking about you. And she said, well, you should have said it to my face. And I told her, I said, I told you exactly what you got to do. You told me that you was talking to her. You shouldn't have done that. You supposed to call security. Well, it took like 15, 10 minutes to deal with this situation. I said, you know what? I said, you haven't been at work and you've only been on this shift a couple nights and you're still learning. I said, the reason why I said that is because we're a team. So and so, she's been here for a long time and she knows exactly what to do. So I'm telling her that so that she can encourage you or teach you. If you have any questions, she can help you. Or if she sees something that is not correct, then she can help you. Because this is a 24-hour shop. Okay, we have a lot of homeless people coming in and they steal a lot. Drunk people, drug addicts, all that kind. Homeless people, all that kind. Yeah. She's like, yeah, but we don't have an issue. I said, oh no, we don't. We don't. She goes, we don't have an issue. I said, no, we don't. She kept bringing it up and she kept wanting to talk about it. And I had to keep repeating myself. And of course, because I kept repeating myself, the pigeon coming out. When people get embarrassed, they turn into bullies. Exactly. And honestly, she really wasn't bully. She really was. And so I had to explain to her, I said, you know what? I said, it's not a personal thing. I'm trying to do my job. I said, I am in charge and I'm the one who's responsible for what goes on in the store. And need to make sure that us as a graveyard team, which is a skeleton team, at the most maybe 4 people, right? But mostly it's 3 people throughout the whole night that's on there. I said, I need to make sure that you know what you're doing, but you haven't been to work. So I'm trying to teach you, you know? She turned around and said that I told her, you don't know what to do because you don't come to work. Okay. And, but the way she said it was like I was talking mean to her. And I said, oh, no, 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 no. I had to go upstairs again. That's very dangerous. When I visit, I stay on point. Yes, exactly. But yeah, I had to explain to her, to my manager, that no, I did not say that, and that there was a person that was there as witness. And so they called the old school person upstairs to find out what exactly went on. Because this is the third time somebody turned me in. The first time that somebody turned me in, I did my rounds because in the casino, there's different locations. So I have to do rounds and check on everybody, make sure they're okay, the stores are nicely stocked. If there's any guest that's giving him trouble, then I can assist. And there's been times when I've had to actually take over the sale because some guests are already irate towards the associates already. And so as a supervisor, I have to come in and step in and try to mediate the situation and give them what they want. And now over there we have we have high-end gamblers who have who have comps because they gamble so much and they want to spend the comps and they want to buy all kind of things. We have a shop that is very, very with very expensive items in there. And so they come in and they want to buy this with their comps. Maybe they got $1,200 in comps and they want us and they expect first class service. So that's the kind of things that I have to do. That's why I have to walk around and make sure that everybody's okay. There's one, two, three, four, 5 locations in that casino. So I have to walk literally from one end of the casino to the other when I do my rounds. But getting back to my manager talking to me, she's like, I understand that I know how you talk, I know how you speak, I know you cannot help it. And, they cannot discriminate me for my pidgin English. They cannot, because, or even Hawaiian words that I use. They cannot discriminate me for that because it's my native language. Okay, so if I say, oh, Rakain, ooh, people not going to understand what the kind is. The kind is a noun. It could mean a person, place, a thing, or an action, or a verb, or, it could mean anything. It takes the place of like, it just depends on the context, okay, that you're using it in. So if I tell you, Tebugi, you know the kind, and you might know another fellow comedian that I know. He was performing at such and such. He was performing at such. Oh yeah, on Thursday. Then you gonna know who we're talking about because it's the context. You're gonna be like, oh yeah, I know who's that. Okay, so that's the whole situation. You can put anything you like in there. Okay, but she turned me in. The first time I got turned in, when I did my rounds, I went to one of the locations and I was asking questions. I was asking questions. Oh, did you do this or did you see this? How is this going? Whatever, whatever. You know what? That person got upset at me and felt like and I was taking pictures. I was taking pictures because I wanted to make sure there's certain ways that you have to display stuff. Okay, there's certain ways that is required to display items. And so I was taking pictures of the things that right? Or whatever, and this and that. So that across the board, all the team members that work at that location, they know exactly what to do. Well, when I was asking her questions, she turned me in. She turned me in and said that I was harassing her and talking any kind to her. Okay. I was like, what? Yeah, that's what I believe. That's what I believe. I believe that because, people, you got to manage people. People are different. People don't work the same way. Yes, I understand that. I had to learn that because I'm kind of obsessive, you know. I'm a little bit obsessive in some ways. And so I had to learn that not everybody is gonna be working the same way, but we gotta encourage, yeah. We gotta encourage at least to do what is supposed to be done. I think my daughter just coming home. Hi, honey. My daughter just came home from work. Just I'm live on YouTube. Oh, my girl. She's doing good. She working two jobs, this girl. Yeah, she working two jobs. Thank you for the like. Yeah, she working two jobs and yeah, she tired all the time. She tired all the time, so yeah, she's just working a lot. Um, she don't like be seen or heard in the camera, so she over there creeping around the corner. Hi, baby. Yeah, she working two jobs. Yeah. Yep. I just waiting for her turn 21 so she can, if she's still here, if she never moved back to Hawaii, then she can work at the strip. You know what I mean? Work over there and make money and make mula. Kala. In Hawaiian, kala means money. And signals and all. Yeah. Yeah. Yep. But yeah, they turned me in. And so I was kind of like, I was really frustrated because I cannot, I cannot speak. Listen, I'm doing way better now. Way better. Let me tell you, because honestly, when I was young, and this is true story. When I was young, um, my English was horrible. Okay, my English was horrible. My table manners was horrible. I had no etiquette whatsoever because I I basically grew up on the beach and there was no other girls on the street. And there was one other girl. She was younger than me, but even her, she was one, tomboy kind, yeah. And so there was boys on there was only 5 houses on my street. Okay, it was like a gravel dirt road, basically right off the highway. And I could walk to the beach. Mind you, it wasn't a beach that was crystal clear blue water. So just to imagine, it was murky, dark water, black sand with reef. The waves break right on the shore because the sand is like the shore goes down into the ocean like that. It doesn't gradually go. It goes down like that. So the waves are breaking right there. So if when you go into the water, automatically it's sand, but you cannot reach already after so many feet. You're not touching. You're not touching. So the waves break right there, and that undertow can pull you in. So it wasn't one of those beaches that was like, oh yeah, vacation Hawaii. No. It wasn't that. It was like total, you can go get sharks over there. mean sharks, Portuguese man of war all over the beach. And I used to swim in that water. My dad used to get mad. But there was boys on that street and I used to play with them. And so it was really kind of rough and tumble. And my dad never had any sons. So by the time I was born, you know, he um he took me everywhere with him. The real hood of the beach, yeah. It was. It was. Because when I was in high school, we used to go drink over there. But nighttime, you don't like swimming there. You know, like, and there was a river that was running to the ocean. And so it was brackish water that would wash up on the shore. And so it wasn't like a nice spring. They had all kinds of seaweed and tadpoles and toads used to breed in there. And I used to play in that water, like full on full on. I never got impetigo. I'm surprised that I never got impetigo from that water. Never, 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 never. But it was fun because there was this old tree that was at the end of the little river, the stream. It was like from a big river down to a small little trickle of a stream, and the old tree was like would be like right over where the whitewash would break, and you could swing from that tree and you could just when the whitewash come you could jump inside, but you're not like literally like going into the ocean. Yeah, it was nice, it was nice. But yeah, I played with the boys and I had one girly bike and I used to try for jump ramps and all that kind. So when I used to go to Oahu with my grandparents and visit them, so my grandmother was part Hawaiian. She was half Hawaiian, but she was raised very proper missionary style, yeah. So, because her father was white, okay, her father was white and very proper, that kind of English style. So, from what I was told, they couldn't eat the native foods on the table with her dad. Okay, I don't know how true this is. I need to get, I need to really spruce up my credentials as far as knowing exactly. But they would have to eat, and when they ate Hawaiian food, the soul food, they ate in the garage or in a little area outside of the house. Um, yeah, so they ate stuff like tripe, cow stomach, yeah, and pork intestines and, things from the ocean, sea urchin, fish. Yeah, yeah. So she was raised very proper. And so at the table, I did not have manners, okay? Like my English was real bad. Like I didn't even know how to even properly introduce myself. Like when people would say, "Hi, what's your name?" I'd be like, "What?" I was always a friendly child, but I was not that girly. I was not. So when I was like 7 or 8 years old, my grandmother sent me to charm school. Okay. My grandmother sent me to charm school. I see somebody else in here. What's up? How's it? How's it? Welcome to the lab. Yeah, my grandmother sent me to charm school where I could learn how to properly introduce myself and say, "Hi, my name is da 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 da. I am 7 years old and I am from the island of Maui." And just being able to have proper manners and sitting down, not with my elbow on the table, because that was the thing. I would always put my elbows on the table. I would always, and then I just be, in Hawaii they call it mopping, or troughing or throwing down. Okay, you just grind. You just grind. I just be grinding my food, but I had to learn how to be a little bit more like hi. So it was kind of interesting growing up with my grandparents. Yeah, because my grandmother, like at the table, she would put a tablecloth down. She would put a tablecloth down and she would have everything in its place and your plate, and you take a little bit here, a little bit there, you know what I mean? And then you eat. But not me. I wanted everything on my plate and I wanted to just eat with my elbow on the table, holding my plate like that. Yes, I did. I do now. I do now, but that was one summer. That was one summer. I probably should have gone more, but I wasn't living with them. I was living on Maui, yeah, with my parents. Um, and this was at Ala Moana Shopping Center in the city of Honolulu, and it was upstairs at Sears. Okay, Sears had a place where they had, um, I don't know, maybe conventions or modeling shows and all that kind of stuff. And I do feel like it helped me because when I was when I was 10th grade, well, freshman and 10th grade year, my ninth and 10th grade year, I um I lived with my grandparents. I left Maui and I lived with my grandparents, and so that is where she really invested in me. You know, invested in me to teach me things because I was tomboyish, you know, real tomboyish. I mean, I liked girly stuff, but I didn't like wear dresses because I was used to running around barefoot. Okay, I was used to running around barefoot, and I was used to hanging around. Even as a child, I had a cousin that was in the Bloods, and there was a small mom and pop shop store, liquor store across the street from my house. And my cousin and the gang, the Bloods, would hang out over there, and I would be over there harassing them, making any kind to them. Yeah, I would be over there hanging out with them. What you guys doing? Where you guys going? And I like, oh, da, da, da." No, you cannot. But you know, he would send me home every time, and I'd be like, bro, I don't like home. You know, so I had a very interesting childhood, very interesting. Yeah, it was just Yep. And lo and behold, guess what? One of the gang members at the time when I was young, when I think about it, my cousin guys was like about only 15 years old, but I thought they were the best. I thought they was the best. I'm telling you. Yeah, I used to have like five, six of them, all with their bloods, you know, all with their rags, red rags hanging out of their pocket, or they're wearing them on their head, and no more shirt, okay? No more shirt on. Kind of like back at that time, they used to make their own skinny jeans, you know, cuff the bottom and roll them up. They used to make their own skinny jeans, and I guess they used to use like Vans. You know, they used to use Vans, the slip-ons, okay, the one they call toe jams. But they was fly to me. I was like, yeah, right on. But I used to love hanging out with them and just they would just kick back over there, and then I just be over there. As long as they was there, I was there. You know, I was there with them. But years later, my cousin, my cousin, my best cousin, she lives here in Vegas. Her name, I just gonna call her Jay. She ended up with one of the gang members. Okay. And so when I went to the house, I never go sleep her house a long time. Okay. So one day I was like, you know what? I mean, call her. And I was talking to her, and I was in like high school. And I said, what's up? Whatever, whatever. And then she was like, oh, yeah, my boyfriend is so and so. And I said, what? She said it's first. I said, no way. I said, no way. ask him if he remember me because, and then he's like, oh my god, you know what he said? He goes, oh yeah, the little one that used to come and pest us, she was on pest. She used to always pest us. What you guys doing? Where you guys going? How come you get that? That. All that kind. And I was tripping out. She has two beautiful children by him. She has two beautiful children by him. But yeah, it was crazy. It was so crazy back in the day. But that's why I talk pidgin, because number one, it's my native language and that's how I grew up. But yeah, getting to back to what you said, if I felt like it helped me, yeah, I really do feel like it helped me. And I really do feel like, um, I can dress up and look good and be a lady. I really can. I really can. But my favorite dress is jeans and pants and stuff. That's my favorite. But yeah, if I have to wear a dress and look nice and have etiquette and table manners, I do get nervous. I do get nervous because I'm always afraid that I'm going to screw up somehow. You know, I'm always afraid that I'm going to screw up. Um, and I'm going to tell you this: when I first came to Las Vegas, I tried to talk perfect English, especially because I was a preschool teacher. And so when I first came to Las Vegas, I was a preschool teacher and I had to talk to parents. Okay, I had to talk to parents. And it was funny because sweats and a t-shirt. Yeah. Yeah, look what I wear now. Look, my sports bra and my shirt. My hair is up. I don't care. I'm not going to dress up for my life. You know what I mean? Unless I'm asked to, requested to, you know, if I'm doing a show with somebody else. And yeah, I do like to dress up. I am more in tune to my body as a woman now. I am more in tune and I have more confidence. Well, thank you, Tay Boogie. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. But yeah, I really, but you know what? You know what? I'm gonna tell you, plenty people that I work with or that I know, like there's this one girl, she's on my team and she told me, she said, one thing I notice about people from Hawaii, they can talk real nice and real, like aloha, because she used to date one guy and the family is from Hawaii and small world because guess what? I actually know that family. I really do. Personally, I know that family and I know them kind of well. But she said that she noticed that the pigeon is not too strong around her because she speaks, English and she's Mexican. So she get her accent too, yeah, their own accent. But she noticed that when somebody from Hawaii get mad, that is when the pigeon full on come out. And that's true. That is true because, whew, yeah, that is true. Because when I get mad, and I'm like, what? Bruh, no way. No, what you talking about? Not even. No, not even. So I have really, because I'm communicating with a lot of people over here that really, unless you know me, you've known me for a while, then you can understand how I talk already. But if you don't know me, then I'm going to try my hardest for be calm. And that is what I have to apply to my job because sometimes when you're dealing with people, they get you frustrated and you have to just approach them in a professional manner. So I always have to think, okay, don't speak pigeon and don't get upset because when you get upset, that's not, so controlling my emotions and really putting into thought of, and even my team members, my fellow management team members, I've had situations and issues with them, and I've had to take a day to think about how am I going to approach a situation that we had. And then I have to be like, okay, this is the situation and this is what I wanted to talk to you about, and da 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 da, and say it in a calm way and in a pleasant way. Your New York City accent comes out. Oh, it comes out. I Yes, 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 yes. Even my dude that I was seeing, his accent comes out too when he's upset. Yeah, yeah. His accent comes out to his New York accent. Yeah, 24 hours before addressing, yes. And you know what? I honestly, because I'm already a woman, okay, and women are already emotional creatures. Women are already reactive, and a lot of times they don't think before they talk, yeah. You know what I mean? They don't think before they talk. So I had to learn to put my thoughts into words. And how I did that was writing therapy, because when I get mad, then I gotta be like, okay, I'm gonna write down what I feel, exactly how I feel, and I'm gonna read them. And then I'm gonna have to really address what is the real issue. The real issue is not the way I feel. I'm expressing how I feel about it, but that's, you gotta be objective. Objective is sticking to the facts. You cannot let your emotions take control. And it's difficult for me. It's difficult for me just being a female. You know what I mean? It's difficult. It's so difficult just being a female. So trying to be a level headed person and trying to be able to speak facts about the situation. Okay, this is what I did, this is what I said, and this is what you said in response. I said this, and you said this in response. I told you that I felt this way, and you didn't respond. And I'm, left in whatever, just whatever. But, you know, and I learned that how to be objective versus subjective um, is through being a preschool teacher, because you have to observe children on a daily basis. And I did this job for 12 years. And you have to learn to state facts. Exactly, communication skills. And you know what? It's difficult because not everybody knows how to communicate, because they get emotional. They get emotions, that their feelings and opinions and thoughts. And then, yes, your feelings, thoughts, and opinions are valid, but we're sticking to the facts. So, for an example, if I see one child picking up one, if I'm observing a child and the child picks up a toy truck, right? He picks up the toy truck and he plays with it and whatnot, and it runs his toe over and he laughs. I cannot say in my observation, the child, just say his name is Micah. I don't know, Micah. Okay. Micah picked up the toy truck and he sat down and he was playing with the car and he's happy. That's subjective, because we don't know if he's happy, right? We don't know. So what you have to actually write down in an observation is, Micah walked over to the toy car, sat down, and was pushing it back and forth and ran over his toe, and he laughed. You have to say that he laughed. Or just say, or something. Yes, yeah, yeah. See, and your perception has to be very objective. It has to state facts. So even when, even when you observe somebody, like even in my line of work, even when I do an update and just say somebody came in and they got upset, right? They were yelling at me or whatever. I shouldn't say that they was mad. I should say that their voice got loud and they started to speak profanity towards me, and then you can say, I felt threatened because that's what you're saying that you felt. They were speaking profanity against me and they said that they're going to call my boss and then they said I'm going to get fired because of whatever, whatever. If they're upset because we didn't have the one item they wanted, you cannot say they was mad. You cannot say that. You have to say that they spoke in a high tone and this and that. That way it states facts versus you putting in your opinion and thoughts of that person. Yes, emotions become aroused and it's super easy to be subjective. It's super easy, super easy. Like I have some associates that kind of, when they come in, when guests come in, there's some good looking men, okay? But some of the associates, they know what my type is or whatever. And so they'll be like, Ulu, and they'll be like, oh yeah, yeah, he's cute, yeah, he's cute, yeah. And I'm like, no, he's not cute. Listen, that is your opinion and your thought. Okay, that's not my type, so no. I'm telling you no. You know what I mean? And I have to say no. I tell the truth, no. And I say that's not my type. No. And then I explain to them what is my type. I'll say, you know that my type is not that. My type is not this. My type is not that. So yeah. And I'm like, no, not cute at all. Yeah, or even women that come in and they'll be like, "Oh yeah, look at her." And this one person does this to me all the time. "Oh yeah, so pretty. Yeah, look at her. Her dress is so nice. It's so pretty." And I'd be like, after the person leave, I'm like, um, "That's your opinion. Don't get me involved. That's your opinion." And then one time, there's the same associate who always does this because they like to see my reaction. Yeah, because if I really don't think somebody's attractive, I'll just say no. You know, and my type is I like men with very distinct features, very manly features. I don't like pretty boys. Okay, and if they're pale, I don't like them. If they're pale, I don't like them. Okay, I like brown skin. Okay, dark skin. It's not to say that I've never dated anybody. I mean, my gosh, my ex-husband was Portuguese. He's white. He's pale. I shouldn't say white, but he's definitely pale. That's why they call my show She Speaks, because I say what I want to say. I say what I want to say because, I gotta let people know how I feel, what I think, right? Yeah. But yeah, even girls too. Even girls. And if I think the girl I see has a nice butt, okay, yeah. I'm gonna say, "Ooh, nice." I'll even tell her. I'll even tell her, like, I just gotta say, you got a nice booty. As you should. Yes, definitely. Yes, yes. That's what you do, right, Teibugi? You're a comedian, so you gotta say exactly what's on your mind, you know? You got to. You gotta say exactly what's on your mind. Yeah. You cannot hold them back, yeah. You cannot hold them back. You gotta say exactly what's on your mind. Yeah, you cannot because then this is where that stuff comes in like, yeah, her on social media, she only talk about the good stuff or she only showing the good stuff or she only, they only not everybody's life is perfect and happy like how social media portrays it. Everybody on social media, they want to show the good things, they want to show the happy things, they want to show how about let's talk about the real stuff. You know what I mean? How about let's talk about you know, let's talk about drugs. Let's talk about sometimes you have to hold back. Yes. Yeah, I know. Me too. Me too. Sometimes you got to really pick and choose, because you don't want to offend nobody. You don't want to hurt nobody. You don't want to, but then yet you want to really get your word out there. So, like, your presentation is important. Yeah, your presentation is important. You got to make sure that your presentation is important, and you got to make sure that the words that you use. And I'm going to get to another subject, another another spin-off on that for communication. Your mouth is dangerous. Yeah, me too, especially when the F bombs come out. I'm really trying not to swear because, it just doesn't sound good. I'm really, because I have a filthy mouth. I do. I do. I have a filthy mouth. But, I do not like texting. I do not like texting and I do not like emails because things get misconstrued. Okay. Because, again, you cannot, when you text somebody and you're trying to be expressive, they don't understand without inflection. Like, they cannot, sometimes some people, they cannot comprehend what you're trying to express because there's no inflection. And sometimes they only see the things that they want to see, and which could be offensive, or they get upset. And that's why I hate texting. Yes, you can get the wrong, exactly. Yeah, you cannot get the right context. And, us humans, we're supposed to be communicating by talking to each other and being able to talk to each other in person without getting offended. And you know what? There's a lot of us right now, that a lot of people, they feel entitled to feel that's fine. That's fine. You are entitled to feel the way you feel about everything and anything that's going on in this world, that's going on in your relationship, that's going on with your finances at work or your friends or whoever. You are entitled. If it's something that's bothering you, talk about it. But not a lot of people know how to communicate effectively, and they always get the wrong message. They always get the wrong message through text. Always. I cannot stand it. I can't stand it with a passion. I really cannot. I cannot. I cannot stand it with a passion because we should be able to communicate because we're human. Humans are made to communicate. They're made to have human contact. We were created to have human contact with each other. We were created to, show emotion. So a text message doesn't have emotions, Yeah, you can do emojis, which is helpful, because you get your rolling eyes, you get your you get your F bomb finger, you get your shock, or you get your smiles, you get your sadness, you're worried, you're sick, you're all that kind of stuff. The letter K in a text with will cause an issue. I know. You can go as K, K, K. But that's not even a response. Like, okay, like I totally know what you mean. I totally know what you mean. Like somebody can say, "Oh, will you go and pick up the children?" Or like, okay, your spouse or whatever. Oh, honey, can you do me a favor and go pick up the children because I got it. My appointment is running late or whatever, right? Unless you know, right? And then I gotta do this, I'm gonna be cooking dinner, so you're gonna be home around 10 or whatever, 8, whatever, or just whatever. And you can say the word K or the letter K, and then the person who was asking that was like, K what? K, you can pick up the kids? K what? You can bring home dinner or what? K, I at the doctor's office? What? What? You know what I mean? It gets misconstrued. I don't like that. I do not like that. And you know what is the worst too? What is the worst is when you asking somebody something and they leave you unread. They leave you unread. I cannot stand that. You ask somebody something or you tell somebody something and they tell you, oh, they don't even, they can't like, oh, oh, I was trying to, just for example, I was trying to see you or whatever. I was trying to go over there, come to you so I can give you the stuff, or I can, maybe we can talk about whatever we need to talk about or whatever, right? And they don't reply. I cannot handle that. It's like, what is so hard about saying, sorry, I was busy or I cannot today, maybe tomorrow? What is so freaking hard about that? I don't understand. And you know what? Okay, I'm not gonna make this about men, but men have a tendency to do that. And it drives me insane. It leaves you in limbo. It leaves you in limbo. I've had men in my life that do that, and I cannot take that. That is ugh. You know what I mean? I cannot take that. It's like, sorry, not today. You can say, not today, I'm busy. Period. That's it. That's all right. Or your friend, you know. A lot of people on my messenger too, they don't reply. They don't reply. Yes, I understand that they're busy, but you on social media anyway. You on social media anyway. Why you cannot even say no, sister, not today? Or, oh, Ulu, I sorry, I cannot meet you today. A lot of people do that, which is it's the entitlement behind the screen, you know? It's the entitlement behind the screen. That's not cool. Like I said, we're made to communicate, you know? We just have to learn how to communicate. We have to learn how to communicate effectively. And you don't have to give one story. If you don't like tell one story, if you don't like go, no go. If you don't like hang out, then no need hang out. But just say it, no, I cannot, I'm tired, or I cannot because I'm busy, I got a doctor appointment, or exactly, exactly, because you know what, I, I've had people, just leave me on red forever. You know, I message some ladies, and they'd be like, "Yeah, we can meet tomorrow. Whatever, and hang out." No, no reply. And then guess what? It gets tiring because then you feel like you're always the one who's trying to make that time. Yeah, so no sense. It works in all different kinds of relationships, not just domestic relationships with your husband or wife or your partner or whatever. You know, your business relationship. I'm going to tell you this right now. I have the best communication in my business relationships. For real. Any artist that I've interviewed, any even at work with my upper management team, my managers, and yeah, even with my associates, I have way better communication than I do sometimes with my own children. My son doesn't even freaking communicate effectively to me sometimes, but I'm his mom, you know what I mean? It's a mask, yeah. It is a mask. It is. And that's the problem. That's the problem with a lot of relationships. They don't know how to communicate. And I realize, again, I'm not going to make this about men, but I do realize that a lot of men don't know how to communicate because a lot of them, our generation, brother, our generation, I feel like came from a lot of broken homes and single parents that had to work so hard, and they so tired, and it's not easy to manage and be a single parent. It really isn't, especially a single mom, because it's pretty much a given that the children are going to stay with the mom. So if the mom doesn't know how to balance her time between herself and her job and her social life and her life with her children and time with her children and stuff like that, communication sucks. They don't know how to communicate. They're not going to learn how to communicate. And if a mother's nurturing, her nature is not there, then a man will not feel comfortable communicating with a woman, because then he's not going to know how to treat a woman, because a mother should not be ignoring her children. No. And I feel like, yes, women should have their children. Women should have their children. If they're separated, women should have their children, but always give that opportunity for their child to build a relationship with their father. You know what I mean? Yes, that way they have both worlds. They have the safety and security. They grow up with the safety and security of the father and how to respect a man. For a young girl, for a girl, how to respect a man, and then for a boy, how to respect a woman. Because that's why we have so many freaking lesbians today. And nothing wrong with lesbians, but come on, we need to reproduce children. You know what I mean? Of course, unfortunately, I had to tie my tubes because of my health. But, because I have high risk pregnancies. But honestly, I do believe that, shoes, if I was in optimum health, I would definitely be having children. I wanted to have 5 kids. But being my situation the way it is, I got 2 baby daddies already. I wouldn't want a third baby daddy. No, 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 no. Made to look weak if you express and commit. Yes, men, you know what? Men out there, whoever watches this podcast, you are not a weak person. You are not a weak man if you know how to communicate. That only makes you a more attentive man. That makes you more of a tuned in man. That makes you a better male figure for your children. That makes you a better male figure to other young people, other young men, and you inspire other young men, and you create that safety net with your partner. If you're in a marriage or relationship, if you know how to communicate with your woman, and listen. It doesn't mean that you have to resolve the issue when she brings up something. You have to just understand that it's an expression of her feelings. It's not just, oh yeah, she's a barking bitch. Excuse my language. You had custody of all 3 of your kids, right on. I think that's awesome. And I know some single dads that have raised their children and they've done a great job. It's not easy because it's unnatural. It's unnatural for a man to be raising children like that on their own. It's unnatural for a mother to be raising children on their own, you know? But I can tell you this, with my son, I know that I was a very nurturing mother. I know that I was a mother that allowed my child to be a man, to exercise his maleness. And let me tell you, he respects his wife. He does. He does. Of course, they was together from high school, but they had to grow up together and they had to go through things together and they had to learn. But now that they're married, like they really communicate pretty well as far as when it comes to their child and when it comes to things that they're dealing with. And he's very respectful. He's respectful to all women, even his aunties, he's very respectful to even women that have talked shit to him, excuse me, have talked down to him. He'll remain respectful. And the best thing for him to do is walk away because he doesn't want to disrespect, you know? Yeah. But I mean, just because I remember, when I was married and I was an avid churchgoer, and I was a member of Solid Rock Ministries in Hawaii. And we used to go to marriage, not marriage, but women's group, men's group. It was together on the same night. And I remember the pastor talking about being meek, being meek. And he said, to all you men out there, yeah, male egos is kind of dangerous. because sometimes you can really turn out looking like one donkey if you get your ego too high, yeah. But he said, just because you're meek doesn't mean that you're weak. Meek means you're allowing the spirit of your spirit, not your human flesh control. You're not letting your male ego take over, you know, your meekness, especially towards your wife. If you're meek towards your wife, guess what? You get a better wife. You get a better wife because a woman is soft. A woman is soft and a woman is, empathetic and she's caring and she's loving and she's kind. That's when she's in her natural femininity. So if you show her your meekness when maybe you're wrong about something or maybe you didn't understand, it's not hard to ask her to clarify, you know? It's not hard. If you don't understand, it's okay to keep having that conversation till you do understand. That's what conversation is for. But not a lot of men know how to do that. And guess what? Whoever watched this, men out there, if you don't learn how to communicate, and if your woman is expressing herself to you, all you gotta do is show some respect and understanding on their part, right? Do your part as a male to show her safety and show her love and show her kindness. And let me tell you, you're going to get all the bumping and grinding all you want, like for real, for real. But if you're going to treat her like crap, she shouldn't have to give it up for you. No, no. And then not going to feel safe. And then she's not going to feel like she can share anything with you. And that's when a woman becomes closed off. And then guess what? That's when she starts to, I don't know if I like this situation. No, 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 no. Because she'll go and she'll tell you over and over and over and over again until she's blue in the face, until she cannot tell you no more. And then when she's done, she is absolutely done. Believe me, because I've done it before. When I was done, I was done. You know what I mean? If I don't feel like a man is no longer investing in me, yeah, I didn't mean to make this about, it was supposed to be about, but we're talking about all kinds of stuff. That's why this is called She Speaks. Yes, indeed, K Boogie, indeed. So, I mean, it's really not hard. It's really not hard. And a lot of men I know that they don't like to deal with emotions. They don't like to deal with emotions. They don't like to deal with that. Like I said, it doesn't mean that you have to be the problem solver. If you can solve the problem for her and help her, not solve the problem for her, but guide her. That's your that's your responsibility as a man, is to lead your woman. But if you're not gonna understand your woman, how can you lead her? And then you got men talking about submission. No, 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 no. A woman, let me tell you honestly, a wife is submissive to her husband. Because why? A wife and a husband is the union is sanctified under God's blessing. He is the main leader for that relationship. He is, because the man allows God to lead him in order to lead his family and his woman. If a man and a woman is not married, they are of two separate minds. They are of two different independent thinking. It's very difficult for a couple to actually be under one accord if they're not married. It becomes more of a business type relationship. But no matter what, that woman does not have to submit to you because she is not your wife. You have not given her your last name and you have not proclaimed your everlasting love. and that promise under God as the lead of you. And God gave dominion over man, gave man dominion over all the earth. So why wouldn't he give dominion over a wife? He does not give dominion over many women or your girlfriend. You know what I mean? If she's your girlfriend, okay, then she is your business partner. You are in a living arrangement. You're not really building together. You're not. If you guys go and you look at those power couples, they are married and they serve God together. I don't know how I got talking into this. It just came up. But so I never ever 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 dismiss marriage. I really never. I don't. I don't dismiss marriage because I've been married. I know what it's like to invest your time and energy into a marriage. But if it becomes one-sided, then that's when you're in trouble. That is when you should really be worried about your woman leaving you or your man leaving you, your husband or your wife leaving you. Because if you guys are out stepping outside of the marriage and you're allowing some other entity to come in, no, that's no good. Yes, and it is 1:20 and I am going to end this. I didn't realize I was on here for an hour and a half already, but thank you, Toy Boogie, for coming in. And it was nice chatting with you. Thank you for being the only communicative one. I know there's somebody else in here, but I do not know who it is. And it's okay though. So, whoever else is in here, I hope you found something that you can use and yeah, and that you found useful. And Tay Boogie, thank you so much. I appreciate you. And I'll see you on the internet. And I hope your mental break was good for you. And you take care of yourself. Yeah. And God bless you and have a beautiful night. Um, and yeah, let me close this for now. Anyways, thank you so much, guys, for allowing me to come in here. This is my first YouTube live, and it was pretty good. I'm glad that I think it was really good because I had at least two people in here and one like. If this is your first time coming to watching my show and coming to my channel, go ahead and subscribe, like, share, comment, hit the notification bell so you can stay tuned to posts and everything. And yes, don't forget, okay, live aloha wherever you are, wherever you are. All right, Tay Boogie, you have a good night. Aloha. Hui ho, everybody. Good night. Okay, end stream.